Hello viewers, you are watching Nltv News now. I'll read the headlines. Chief Minister Nephew Rio along with Nagaland BJP President Temjang flies to Delhi for an emergency meeting. Duo summoned by Home Minister Amit Shah in regards to the inclusion of NPF in coalition government. Amid escalated tension in regard to land dispute between Japuka and Yanu village over Konhaur area, Additional Deputy Commissioner issues Section 144. Nation pays tribute to former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi on his 77th birth anniversary. Rahul Gandhi on Friday pays floral tribute to his late father. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar to head an all-party delegation from the state to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi on August 23rd to discuss the demand for a caste-based census. Nagaland Pradesh Congress Committee termed the recently concluded meeting between Nagaland government and tribal ho-hos another sham exercise. Party stated that political gimmicks will rise while common people continue to suffer. And now the news in details. The Chief Minister of Nagaland, Nephew Rio, along with state's BJP President Temjang went to Delhi for an emergency meeting. According to some sources, both have been summoned by Union Home Minister Amit Shah in regard to the inclusion of Naga People's Front in the coalition government. Also, the BJP central leadership is said to be unhappy with the political development in the name of achieving a peaceful solution to the Naga political issue, as it includes peace process with more than half a dozen extremist groups, including factions of NSC and IM. On Thursday, Additional Deputy Commissioner Tizit confirmed in regard to the land dispute between Japuka and Yanu village over Konhaur area issued a prohibitory order under Section 144 Criminal Procedure Code 1973 in the secluded area of a 2-kilometer stretch from Lakhaw village junction to Longting village. The ADC also imposed prohibition of gatherings of more than 5 people at a time in public places, while total ban on public movement has been imposed. All vehicular movement of non-essential nature, including passenger vehicles, has also been prohibited. However, the order is exempted only for district administration, police, military forces, magistrate on duty, medical staff, and other emergency services. A consultative meeting with all tribal ho-hos was organized recently by the state government, in regard to which the Nagaland Pradesh Congress Committee termed the meeting another sham exercise. The NPCC stated that lawmaking in Nagaland has shifted from Nagaland Legislative Assembly to State Banquet Hall and accused all 60 elected members of having renounced their responsibility. NPCC also alleged that the intensity of political gimmicks will increase while common people continue to suffer. They further pointed out certain issues like government's decision on entrusting the 14 tribal ho-hos to resolve parent Dimapur dispute, immediate implementation of registering indigenous inhabitants. They also mentioned women reservation in ULBs without having representation from any women body from the state is a big insult to our women folk. Nagaland Foothill Road Coordination Committee has once again reminded the government of the 30-day deadline to positively respond to the plea of making the Foothill Road pliable while waiting for the proposed mega project. NFHRCC convener Supu Zamir, General Secretary W. Lemba Chang and Assistant General Secretary said that the Dimapur-based tribal Hohos students' bodies and CNSA during the consultative meeting held at Hotel Saramati on August 16th reaffirmed the NFHRCC August 7th resolution and resolved to hold an indefinite agitation if the state government failed to respond positively. Southern Sumi Hoho has also affirmed to support the ultimatum-based service on the state government by the Nagaland Foothill Road Coordination Committee. The government of Nagaland has accepted the proposal of the name changing of Yemchungir Naga to Yemkuing Naga. This notification of approval came from Chief Secretary J. Alam after a meeting by the Cabinet on 31st July 2021. The name is to be used in all official correspondences. It seems that wild elephants ravaged paddy fields in Filimi village in recent times. The farmers of Filimi for the past 3 years have been in distress over the rampage of wild elephants, destroying their paddy fields and other agricultural crops like sugar and rubber plantation. In a recent turn of events, it has been reported that the village volunteers have chased down one such herd of elephants for 3 consecutive days on 7th, 8th and 9th of August 2021. According to the VDB secretary, the elephants have damaged fields of around 50 households. He also said that during the years, the village authority have been providing photographs of destroyed fields and areas to the administration, but there has been no response from the administration so far. Although this year the Forest Department came to verify the destroyed fields and assured to look into the matter at the earliest. Lal Remsiami, the only Olympian from Mizoram who participated at the Tokyo Olympics 2020, has been offered a Group A post as the chief coach in hockey under the State Sports and Youth Services Department in the rank of Assistant Director. Lal Remsiami is the only Olympian from Mizoram who participated as a national hockey player, and apart from the appointment, she has also been awarded cash reward and a plot of land in her hometown, Kolasib. The last Olympian from the state apart from Lal Remsiami was archer C. Lal Rengsanga, who represented India at the 1992 Barcelona and 1996 Atlanta Olympics, was also given due recognition. They recruited during the period of 2012 and 2013 to 2015 under Senior Sub-District Education Officer. Dimapur was conducted on 19 August at the District Education Office, Dimapur. All CSS Hindi teachers were asked to present for physical verification. The teachers have earlier expressed their displeasure over irregularity of salary for a long period now. They also conveyed that such apathy by the government has forced them to face hardships during the pandemic, although they have been doing their job with dedication. Even then, there is irregularity of payment of salary since 2012.
We have been facing this problem since last 10 years. What is the government doing? Tahan kile muhan laga awas na hone, kile muhan la struggles kan na hone. Idu question korole munje.
Ekta special request ase aru itu mohan right pe ase mohan la salary do joldi regular kori dibi nega ekta request kori ase de
itu verification khotom hoile mohan la regular salary kori dibi koi na moi ishor naam ra apnan ki prathana kori ase.
Hindi teachers kan takhan laga salary do pending thagina ahise aji ede takhan district education office te takhan laga physical verification chuli ase to aibi ami kan jagena idu process to kinika ja ase aru idu process jagena outcome to ki hobole ase idu ami kan concerned authorities kan logode khuni sabo.
2010, 12, and then 14, 15 pages can, I mean, Hindi can regular salary do 1 year in a paishi. After that, pending gurina again. After that, 2017 in a day, education be jaishe. Salary ni dia karne amian kam do thik chai holi bi iniga salary pending gra do hoy like financial year do pishiman tiri winai bai do na holi bi moando with 6 months like 4 months iniga na bending kurnai bai to be full bi na pai na 2 months ki jaba dibo 3 months ki jaba dibo and then moreover mon so be family ase even family no libi single kan bi do tan bi do kama lagai sap te tan bi phapna itas na so bishi tuk to face kure ase men bi na libi being a teacher mon bi ekta do ni I'm one teacher as a teacher la moto do rakhibuli lage gornai ne chupchap hoilebi tangkhan na pailebi amian bi parada amian la duty do kuri ase physical verification do khali hindi karni inya bi noina like SSA gan and then every education department hoilebi alak department Hindi not only Hindi but alak department gan bi verification do jai ase but then ini mon bi hope kore ase phal hobo korna na verification do jabuli ase to directorate prai do rules to kore ase na but then amela ki grievances ase itu wala do juldi sooner the better condition do moala demand to be fulfill hona ki iniga hope kore ase.
2012 appoint hoise 13 bra mon irregularly wase every month mon pending hoina ase ida tak tahan bai ko insurance na de mon la pending salary do kita ta clear hobo na no hobo ida iku nogoy aji mon dimapur unit kan verification ase idu bishe tahan bra bi ko ko na parebo ko ase.
We have been facing this problem since last 10 years. We have been appointed since 2012 but from 2013 we are not getting our salaries. So it's very difficult for us to survive. Like there are many teachers, both male and female are like Hindi teachers, husband and wife, and they are facing lots of problems. And some of them cannot even pay their children's fee and rent and so many things.
Itia mohan Hindi teacher khan la duk tu full stop hoi jaise. Itia mohan bir gro na para hoise. To iman sal কথা কৰি এগ্ৰিমেন্ট লৈ গেনা ৰিটেন বি দি গেনা হলে বি একো ফেসলা নাই তো 1-2 সালা কথা নহয় 10 ইয়ার্স হইছে মামুলি কথা নহয় এটো আৰু মোহন কোন ৰকম হিন্দী টিচাৰ পোষ্ট পাইছে তাতে স্যালাৰি ঠিক নাই তো আৰু মোহন কতে বৰা ইনকাম কিনা উপায় কৰিব এটো ভেৰিফিকেশন খতম হইলে মোহনলা ৰেগুলাৰ স্যালাৰি কৰি দিবি কই না মই ঈশ্বৰ নাম ৰা আপনান কি প্ৰাৰ্থনা কৰি আছে.
We were appointed in the year 2012. Until date, we are still facing with the pending salaries. And the year is 2021 now. It's been, many years now. And we are faced with untold miseries. We just want to request that the government to give us the pending salaries every month, without any delay, so that we will also, look after our family.
Idu any unimaginable circumstances we go through Korea na. Idu mula question dangor wala do what is the government doing? Tahan kile muhan laga awas na hone, kile muhan la struggles kan na hone. Idu question korole munje.
2012 to the regular dishe salary do itu pichile 13 bra do hole do aji tak irregular ase 3-4 months na dibo 2 months la pay koribo আৰু এনেকা পেণ্ডিং যায়গৈ না আহি আছে আৰু এতিয়াতো 6 মান্থে আছে আমাৰ না তো এনেই ভাবি চাইছোঁ গ'লেতো কেনেকুৱা ছাৰ্ভাইভ কৰিব কোনোবাটো হ'লেতো দোকান বাকী মাঙি থাকিলে নেক্সট 1 মহিনা 2 মহিনাটো বাকী পাবতো 3rd 4th পাৰবতো দোকান মালিক পাৰবি বাকীটো নাদিব তো আমাকে একটা স্পেচিয়েল ৰিকুৱেষ্ট আছে আৰু এইটো মোহন ৰাইট পে আছে মোহন চেলাৰীটো জলদি ৰেগুলাৰ কৰি দিবি এনেকা একটা ৰিকুৱেষ্ট কৰি আছে দে
written assurance bi digina ase holi bi mohangi tu pawo nika itu din de pawo nika howo ina ko ni kiman mohangi assurance dine ase holi bi ita takpi mohangi salary dia na aru ita tu sabi 6 months ho ase ita bi dia na mohangi tu mohan kiman suffer kori thakibo na
আমি source by শুনি হিচাপ তো হিন্দী টিচাৰ্ছ খান তাৰ চেলেৰি তো এইটো ৰেগুলাৰ নাপায় না পেণ্ডিঙে আহি আছে তো এইটো কি হিচাপ আছে এইটো
এইটো তাতে ডিপাৰ্টমেণ্ট প্ৰায় আছে
মানে আপোনাৰ আনচাৰ নাই এইটো
না এইটোতো ডিপাৰ্টমেণ্ট প্ৰায় আছে আমি খান তাতে একো নাজানে
এইটো জবাবটো এইটো কোন হাত পৰা পাব
এইটো ডাইৰেক্টৰ পৰাই পাব হয় একাউণ্টছ অফিচাৰ নহ'লে ডাইৰেক্টৰ তাই দুজনী
আচ্ছা তো এইটো আজি লগা আউটকামটো এইটো কি হ'বলৈ আছে
এইটো মই খানটো কিমান প্ৰেজেণ্ট কৰা আছে তাই ফিজিকেলটি কোন প্ৰেজেণ্ট আহিব কোন এবচেণ্ট আছে তাৰ ডকুমেণ্টছ জেৰক্স লৈ কিনে ডিপাৰ্টমেণ্টকে দিবলৈ আছে তো তাই খান তাতে আৰু কমিটি ছেটআপ আছে চিফ ছেক্ৰেটাৰী চেয়াৰমেন আছে তো কমিটি খান তাই বি কমিটি মেম্বাৰ আছে লৈ যাই কিনে কি ৰেকৰ্ড পাব এইটো ডিচে কৰিলে তাই খান কি ডিচিশ্যন ল'ব এইটোতো হাই অথৰিটি জানা আছে
আচ্ছা তো এইটো ভেৰিফিকেশ্যন হোৱাৰ পিছতে তাকান চেলেৰিটো ৰেগুলাৰ আহিবলৈ চান্সেছ আছে নাই
হয় চান্স নহয় কিন্তু তাই খান মান্থলি পাবলৈ চান্স আছে এইটো কাৰণে এইটো ভেৰিফিকেশ্যন
Moving on to the next story, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today inaugurated and laid the foundation stone of multiple projects in Gujarat's Somnath via video conferencing. The projects inaugurated included the Somnath Promenade, Somnath Exhibition Centre and the reconstructed temple precinct of Old Somnath. Prime Minister Modi also laid the foundation stone of Sri Parvati Temple during the event. The temple is proposed to be constructed with a total outlay of rupees 30 crore. The Somnath Promenade has been under development under the Pilgrimage Regeneration and Spiritual Heritage Augmentation Drive scheme at the cost of rupees 47 crore.
अब वह शुभ मुहूर्त आ गया है जिसके आगमन के लिए हम सभी बहुत समय से प्रतीक्षारत हैं। मैं अनुरोध करूंगा हमारे सम्माननीय प्रधानमंत्री महोदय से कि वे आज के उत्सव को साकार करें और रिमोट के द्वारा विभिन्न घटकों के लोकार्पण अथवा शिलान्यास का कार्यक्रम संपन्न करें। अब मैं सम्माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी से अनुरोध करूंगा कि वे इस अवसर पर आशीर्वचन स्वरूप अपना वक्तव्य दें।
जय सोमनाथ। कार्यक्रम में हमारे साथ जुड़ रहे हम सभी के श्रद्धेय लाल कृष्ण आडवाणी जी, देश के गृह मंत्री श्री अमित शाह जी, श्रीपद नाइक जी, अजय भट्ट जी, गुजरात के मुख्यमंत्री विजय जी, गुजरात के उप मुख्यमंत्री नितिन भाई, गुजरात सरकार में पर्यटन मंत्री जवाहर जी, भाषण भाई, लोकसभा में मेरे साथी राजेश भाई, सोमनाथ मंदिर ट्रस्ट के ट्रस्टी श्री प्रवीण लहरी जी, सभी श्रद्धालु, देवी और सज्जनों, मैं इस पवित्र अवसर पर वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस के जरिए जुड़ रहा हूं, लेकिन मन से मैं स्वयं को भगवान श्री सोमनाथ के चरणों में ही अनुभव कर रहा हूं। मेरा सौभाग्य है कि सोमनाथ मंदिर ट्रस्ट के अध्यक्ष के रूप में मुझे इस पुण्य स्थान की सेवा का अवसर मिलता रहा है। आज एक बार फिर हम सब इस पवित्र तीर्थ के कायाकल्प के साक्षी बन रहे हैं। आज मुझे समुद्र दर्शन पथ, सोमनाथ प्रदर्शन गैलरी और जीर्णोद्धार के बाद नए स्वरूप में जूना सोमनाथ मंदिर के लोकार्पण का सौभाग्य मिला है। हमें समय की चुनौतियों से जूझने की शक्ति देती है और सोमनाथ का ये मंदिर हमारे इस आत्मविश्वास का एक प्रेरणा स्थल है। साथियों, आज दुनिया में कोई भी व्यक्ति इस भव्य संरचना को देखता है तो उसे केवल एक मंदिर ही नहीं दिखाई देता।
Former Congress President Rahul Gandhi on Friday paid tributes to his father and former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi on his 77th birth anniversary. After paying floral tributes at Veer Bhumi in the national capital, he wrote in a Facebook post, "A secular India alone is an India that can survive," remembering Rajiv Gandhi ji on his birth anniversary. Rajiv Gandhi was born on August 20th in 1944 and was India's 6th Prime Minister, making him the youngest Prime Minister of India who assumed office in October 1984. He took office after the assassination of his mother and then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi in 1984 and served till December 2nd, 1989. He was awarded India's highest civilian award, Bharat Ratna. His birth anniversary is celebrated as Sadbhavna Divas. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also took to Twitter to pay his tributes. Union Minister Amit Shah held a meeting at his home on Thursday evening to discuss the next year's assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh. Besides State's Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, the meeting was attended by BJP Chief JP Nadda, State BJP Chief Swatantra Dev Singh and Organisation General Secretary Sunil Banshal. Sources said besides candidates for the Legislative Council, the leaders discussed the expansion of Modi's Yogi Adityanath's cabinet and the party's organization in Uttar Pradesh. Emphasis was also laid on taking allies along at the meeting, which went on for around 3.5 hours. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar will head an all-party delegation from the state to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi on August 23rd to discuss the demand for a caste-based census. The CM, who called for Governor Fagu Chauhan in the afternoon, said that the names of delegation members would be soon finalized and sent to the PM. Tejasvi's political advisor Sanjay Yadav confirmed that Tejasvi, the RJD leader, would join the CM at the meeting with Modi. All parties in Bihar, while the central government has so far refused to exceed the demand, some BJP leaders, including Bihar Deputy CM Renu Devi, have backed the caste census. The Bihar Assembly has passed 2 resolutions seeking a caste-based census, something the union government has sought to avoid, given the sensitivity of the matter. The demand for a caste-based census comes from a belief that the current reservation regime is skewed and not representative of the current composition of the population. Congress President Sonia Gandhi has called a virtual meeting of top opposition leaders from across the country on Friday evening. The top leaders of at least 14 opposition parties will meet virtually. However, Aam Aadmi Party and Bahujan Samaj Party have not been invited for the same. Among the top opposition leaders to attend the meeting are West Bengal CM Mamata Banerjee, Tamil Nadu CM M.K. Stalin, Maharashtra CM Uddhav Thackeray and Nationalist Congress Party President Sharad Pawar. According to sources, the opposition leaders are likely to come up with a joint resolution or a statement during the meeting. The meeting aims to further strengthen opposition unity after the recently concluded monsoon session of Parliament. The meeting, called by Sonia Gandhi, is also being seen as a measure taken by Gandhi family to reassert their position. Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh Yogi Adityanath announced that 1 crore youths of the state would be given smartphones and tablets for their digital empowerment. This is seen as one of the biggest youth outreach moves of the UP government months before the assembly elections. The CM's announcement came during a reply to the discussion over supplementary budget tabled on Wednesday. Following the CM's reply, the supplementary budget worth rupees 7,301 crore was passed by voice note. The CM, announcing further SOPs for the youth, said that the state government would also provide allowances to technicians, polytechnic pass-outs, graduates and postgraduates for appearing in competitive exams. He said that this scheme is mainly to help the unemployed youth as they would benefit the most from it. India added 36,571 new coronavirus cases over the last 24 hours, while deaths from COVID-19 rose by 540. The country's overall caseload now stands at 3.23 crore, while total fatalities are at 4.33 lakhs, according to the Health Ministry. 36,555 people recovered in the last 24 hours, taking the total number of recoveries to 3,15,61,635. Nagaland, on the other hand, recorded 59 fresh COVID-19 cases while no new deaths reported. One unidentified terrorist was neutralized in an encounter in Pampore area of Jammu and Kashmir's Awantipora today morning. Further details awaited as the operation is in progress. Notably, on Thursday, a terrorist was neutralized in an encounter with security forces in Jammu and Kashmir's Rajouri area. A junior commissioned officer of the army was also killed in the fierce gun battle. Security forces has then launched a search operation in Tana Mandi belt following inputs. The search operations turned into an encounter after the terrorists opened fire, following which the forces retaliated. Chairing a UNSC event on the threat from terrorist acts, Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar asked the Council to not take a selective view as the underlined India's concern about development in Afghanistan and its continued efforts to fight terrorist activities emanating from safe havens and sanctuaries from across its border. With concerns mounting about the possibility that Afghanistan could now be used as a terror launch pad, India said at the UN Security Council on Thursday the rapidly deteriorating security situation in Afghanistan since the Taliban takeover would only embolden terror groups active in the region. This includes Pakistan-based terror groups like Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed that will continue to enjoy state hospitality. After taking over the effective control of Afghanistan, the Taliban have been asking women journalists in the government-owned media platforms to not come out to work, said TV anchor Shabnaz Narwan, women journalist who has said that she was barred from working at her TV station after the Taliban took control of the country, and pleaded for help in a video posted online. Wearing a hijab and showed her office card, the well-known news anchor Shabnaz Narwan said, "Our lives are under threat," in the clip on social media. Under the Taliban's regime from 1996 to 2001, women were excluded from public life. Girls could not attend school. Entertainment was banned and brutal punishment was imposed. Female journalists have also been targeted by the militant in a wave of assassinations in recent months leading up to their takeover of the country.
شبنم دوران یم د تیرو شپږو کلونو راهیسې دلته په افغانستان کې زه د خبریال یا د خبر څانګې د ویاندې په توګه دنده ترسره کوم. وروستنۍ دنده مې په RT یا د افغانستان ملي راډیو ټلویزیون کې وه چې هلته هم د خبر څانګې ویانده وم. ما نن وغوښتل چې د کله چې نظام بدل سو ما وغوښتل چې خپلې دندې ته ولاړه سم. همدا خپل شهامت مې لاسه ورنه کړ، خو له بده مرغه چې ما ته اجازه رانه کړل شوه، سربیره پر دې چې ما کارت هم درلود. هغه نارینه کارکوونکي زموږ چې وو هغوی د کارت په لرلو سره هغوی په دې باندې بریالي شول چې دفتر ته لاړ شي، خو ما ته یې ګواښ وکړ چې تاسو نشئ کولی خپلې دندې ته دوام ورکړئ ځکه چې نظام بدلون کړی دی. نو دلته ستر ګواښونه دي زموږ پر وړاندې، که نړیوال زما غږ اوري، مرستندوی یا بنسټونه زما غږ اوري، د موږ سره دې مرسته وکړي ځکه چې زموږ ژوند تر ستر ګواښ لاندې دی.
An Afghan junior national team football player Zaki Anwari passed away after he fell from the C-17 US military plane that took off from Kabul International Airport earlier this week. The news came to fore on Thursday as General Director of Physical Education and Sports Afghanistan took it on Facebook and informed that Anwar's remains were found in the wheel well of the US C-17 aircraft. In a joint operation by the paramilitary forces and the Mizoram State Police on Thursday, via distinct informants seized weapons including 3 pistols, 174 live rounds, 3 kgs of explosive and mobile phones, modified IEDs in Mizoram's Laungtlai district along India-Myanmar border. Although no arrests have been made in connection so far, the officials are under thorough search at the moment. And in yet another development, the Assam Rifles and Customs Department seized 502 cases of smuggled foreign cigarettes worth rupees 6.52 crore in Champhai district of Mizoram on Thursday. Earlier this week, as New Delhi planned to bring back its officials from Kabul, the Taliban reached out to the Indian side with a request that they want the country to retain diplomatic presence in Afghanistan. These messages was conveyed informally from the office of senior Taliban leader and chief of its political unit, Sher Mohammad Abbas Tanikazai. The message was routed via contacts in Kabul and Delhi and were delivered before the embassy evacuation. Abbas is seen as the number 2 in the Taliban's negotiating team and 3rd overall among leaders based in Qatar. In the past, he has been critical of India's role in Afghanistan. That is all for now. This is Gargideka signing off. Keep watching Nagaland TV for more news and updates.